I'm about to share with you everything you need to know on how to become a brand new person in 1 year realistically. Hello, my love tribe. Welcome to Heartblend Podcast. I'm your host, Lindsay Christian, and I focus on personal transformation for sensitive souls through mindset and wellness. And today we are getting into the How to Reinvent Yourself in 1 Year playbook. If you tune in to Heartblend Podcast on Spotify, there we have a little bit more of a relaxing, vibey approach where we just take a little deep dive and be a bit more introspective. But in this video, I'm going to share with you the steps, the tips, the actions on what you need to know to reinvent yourself in 1 year. All right, so let's dive in. What is the first step to reinventing yourself in 1 year? The first step is you've got to get clarification on exactly who that is. Who do you want to become this year? Who is it? And why? I think it's so important that we choose our why wisely. If we make our vision for ourselves to fit the needs of someone else, or that it sounds nice, or that it looks cool to everybody else, it's not going to stick. And we're going to fall into that trap of saying, oh, screw New Year's resolutions and goals. It's a waste of time. I never succeed. Like, why even do it? That means your why is not strong enough. Because when your why is strong enough, you know exactly where you're going and why you want that. And it better mean something to you, right? It has to have purpose, it has to have meaning, and it's got to be something that supports your well-being, but also the well-being of the people that are around you, your family, those that love you. When you create a why that supports the greater good, it's going to stick, and that will motivate you. So if your goals are like, I just want to lose 10 pounds, so summer body ready, these little short-term goals, like they're cool, but that's not a reinvention. Okay, so if you're in the space that you're really seeking, that you want to reinvent yourself, you probably want to rebuild yourself after you've gone through some major life transitions. Maybe you're just really sick and tired of your old ways and you're ready to change because who you've been is just not cutting it. That's what reinventing yourself is for. Figure out who that is and your why. And once you figure that out, then we can look at where we are right now and the gap in between who we are today and who that new reinvented self is. So we may not close this gap in a year, depending on how far of a stretch we want to move to. We may need a bit more time. But rest assured, if you take those steps towards your reinvented self this year, you'll be that much closer. And you'll be a hell of a lot happier than you are right now. The next thing that I want to talk to you about are habits. Now, you may have already heard this before, but habits really do reflect who you are in life. So it doesn't matter who you want to be, what you're doing says who you are, okay? And so the thing about habits is that our brain is responsible for so many things. It's got to wake you up, it's got to put you to sleep. It's got to tell you this is good, it's got to tell you this is bad. It's got to tell you so much. It's got to shift through memories and triggers and trauma. And so with it doing so much, it starts to automate repetitive actions. So things you start doing on a repeated basis start to naturally become a habit to where you don't have to consciously think of doing it. It doesn't require more of your mental energy. And so that can work to your benefit or your detriment. And so if you find yourself running into bad habits more frequently, it can be really hard to break because you're not even thinking of doing the habit. You just naturally start doing it. And our body also has a memory. Our body also has a mind. And so when the body is taking actions, it could be simple actions. Just think about what we're doing on our phone. We're scrolling, right? We're tapping. We're doing all this stuff. We had to learn those gestures, but they became automated to where you don't have to think of it. You don't have to think, well, What do I have to do in order to see the next thing? And you may have heard it takes 21 days to create a new habit. Kind of, right? It's not really 100% true. It really takes anywhere between 18 to 254 days to actually become a habit. So that gives us an average of about 66 days. So if you think about it, that's about 2 months, right? And if there's 12 months in a year, then you can squeeze in a strong 5 good habits this year. So choose a new habit in each area of your life, one for finance, one for health, one for relationships, one for your personal happiness, and choose one more that resonates with you. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves or overwhelm our minds. So just stick to those 5 habits for the year and choose one for every 2 months. And if you are just so super powerful in the way that you adopt these new habits, once you know that you're automated in doing that habit on a regular basis, then you can introduce a new habit. So now that you've got those new habits that you are going to focus on for the year, it's time for us to focus on goals. Okay, now let me backtrack a little bit because I know a lot of us are so resistant to setting New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions, because life throws so many things at us that we're not prepared for. Who you are right now may change tomorrow, and life can change that any second. It's not necessarily that you shouldn't set goals, but to set yourself up for those days of life. Okay, set yourself up on the down days. I am a big advocate for that. What is your setup plan for emergencies, for surprises, for life's turns that you're not expecting? For the days where we have high energy, we do just a tiny bit more, so that those days where we need to relax and rest, we can. So it's really a matter of setting yourself up for your goals. Now that we've got that out the way, we only want to focus on 4 goals this year. I told you this is a realistic reinvention, okay? Set 4 goals for the year. And one of the best books I read a couple of years ago, it's called The 12-Week Year. And it is so good because it really reframes your mind into not overwhelming yourself by trying to do all of your goals all at once and trying to do a little bit here and do a little bit there and trying to lose 20 pounds and trying to start a business and trying to, be your best self starting January 1st. It's really a matter of you taking 4 goals and you break up each goal into a quarter of the year, 12 weeks. And you treat each week like a new month. And each week you just contribute something towards that goal. You do what you can towards that goal. And by the end of the 12 weeks, you can review, you can reflect, you can see how much progress you've made. And you can decide if you want to repeat that goal again for the second quarter or if you want to move on to your next goal. I got so much more done when I applied this method because I was knocking things out in a way that didn't feel so overwhelming by trying to focus on so many things all at once. So set one goal for the quarter. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do other things, but your focus is mostly on that goal. So, of course, we don't want to let everything fall to the wayside and we can't maintain any balance, but the emphasis, the focus of what we have is on that main goal. And we do all the little things on the outside to create a little sense of balance. Now imagine if you actually succeeded in completing those 4 goals and you adopted 5 new habits or you broke 5 bad habits in 1 year, you will absolutely show up as a brand new person that other people are going to recognize, that you're going to recognize, and you are going to thrive off of those benefits. Because why? Because you know who you want to be and you know your why. And now I just want to cover with you just a couple of do's and don'ts when it comes to reinventing yourself this year. Number 1, to not share anything with anyone about your reinvention. The only person you should share things with is your mentor or your coach or someone that is helping you to elevate yourself this year. Other than that, no posting on social media. This is what I'm doing. Oh, look at me. I'm working on my goals. Oh, no, 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 no. The time that you're putting in to sharing that with other people is time that you don't have right now, because you need every minute to get yourself a little closer to where you want to be. So while you're saying, I can never get my goals done, I want you to think about how many times you share what you're doing on social media, or you're sharing and having a whole hour-long conversation about who you want to be and what you want to do. We don't have that kind of time. So don't share anything. It's going to slow you down. People are going to give their opinions. People are going to share advice. People are going to throw you off. People are going to start focusing on you and asking you more questions. And it's going to create this little anxiety bubble in you that you don't need. Enjoy the process of growing, succeeding, failing, and falling in private, in silence. This is personal to you. You are the only person this reinvention matters to. It does not need a stamp or permission or seal of approval to say it's okay for you to be this person now. It's not. This is for you. You've already given yourself that seal of approval and that permission. So make it about you. Make it a personal experience. And if you're a person of faith, if you're a person that is spiritual, then this is an excellent time to make this journey a connection with God as well. And you'll find that you'll have that support from the highest energy that guides you through. And it is so strong when you move in that direction. Either way, this is up to you on how you want to move in your reinvention. The next don't when it comes to reinventing yourself is to not judge your progress. It is so easy to do. I know it is so easy to judge ourselves in times of making progress. And typically, a lot of times we have this little system in ourselves that's built in from our childhood when, you're taking tests, you're learning new things, and you're consistently assessed on how well you did. You got an A, you got an F. You could have done that better. You should have done it this way. You didn't do it my way, so it's wrong, right? We all went through that for a big bulk of our life. And so it's natural for you to judge your progress, but I'm telling you not to. Even though it's natural, I'm telling you not to. I'm telling you to reframe your perspective on your progress. And every micro win that you make is still a win. It's still a win. And even when you don't succeed, don't judge it. Don't criticize yourself. You're not good enough. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You did this wrong. No. Say, what happened that day? What was really going on? Why was I thrown off? What threw me off? Right? What was happening? And sometimes it's some real stuff like, oh yeah, I was sick, or I went through a really stressful time. You can only handle but so much. So take that approach of looking at the bigger picture versus criticizing and judging yourself for not doing what you set yourself to do. Consistency is everything. That's what breeds success. It's not about going fast. It's not about going big, but it's about going consistently. Now, what are some do's when it comes to your reinvention journey? Do find a mentor, or do seek guidance from someone that can actually help you. Talking to your friends that are in the same space or in a lower space or who have no experience in that, yeah, they're going to give you advice. They're going to talk to you all day. They're going to try to tell you something they've heard somewhere else to try to help you, but it's not the same. They're not in your shoes. They haven't gone through what you're going through, and they're not in your head. And then the other part about it is you're going to engage with them all the time. And so when you start moving on, you start moving forward, you know what they're going to, how's that thing? Are you still struggling with that? How's that going? You don't need that. That's why I said don't share anything with anybody. You don't need that. You need a mentor. You need someone that has come on the other side of what you want and who you want to be, and they're going to be so, so valuable to you. So find a coach or a mentor or someone that can provide you with that guidance in the specific way that you want to reinvent yourself, whether it's through your looks, whether it's through your business, your school, whatever. Find someone that can actually assist you. I don't believe we should do it all by ourselves. That's another don't. Don't try to do everything by yourself. A lot of times you'll hear that advice. Cut everybody off. Only focus on you. You don't need anybody. Just focus on you. You could do it all. No, you can't. We are designed for connection. We're designed to work together. We're designed to help each other, but you got to have the right people to help you. Don't do everything by yourself. You can do a lot by yourself, but you need help along the way. Don't suffer in silence. The next thing to do when it comes to your reinvention is to set up your social media to support you. If it is not supporting you, it is hurting you. Cut it out. Okay? The next do is to sign up for the 28-day program at Heartblend Academy. The link is in the description, where we focus only on reinventing yourself in the way you want to reinvent yourself in 4 weeks. Okay? And so it's really a good mindset program to help you shift your mindset, shift those limiting beliefs, focus on the subconscious mind. It has weekly challenges. It has support group. It has weekly guidebooks. It has daily meditations and mantra sessions and subliminals and just all the things that your mind needs in order to get you where you want to be. So if you're interested in that, then check out the link below. I think you'll really enjoy it. So that is everything I have to share with you when it comes to reinventing yourself in a year. Now, this is a series, so we're going to do more than just talk about reinventing ourselves in a year. We're going to talk about how to reinvent our mindset, how to reinvent our self-concept, how to reinvent our business if we have a business, and much, much more. So I hope that you're looking forward to it. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank yourself for showing up today. If you enjoy videos like this, and if you are a sensitive soul, go ahead and subscribe so I can continue to support you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Heartblend Podcast.